Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. and today I'm diving into a playthrough of 20 Strong. 20 Strong is Chip Theory's game's solo, small box game that has a core set and then various ways to play it. You're going to have Solar Sentinels, which is the primary game that the primary game that was designed around. I said that poorly. Solar Sentinels is their intro 20 Strong game. Then you're going to have games 20, you're going to have Too Many Bones, as well as Hoplomachus, both taking their own IPs, putting it into the 20 Strong lineup. And they're going to have a bunch more, including, we have some sample art and promos over here from, I don't know if they're promo or just samples over here, but these are going to be characters currently from Tanglewood, Manny Tremblay adding on to 20 Strong. We'll talk about more stuff as we go through it. It's worth noting before we start, this is a pre-production copy, which means some things are changing. The chip tracker is going to be more of a, glazed Chip Theory chip. It's going to be improved upon. These dice over here have some color settling that's going to be improved upon. Take that into account as we go here. This is mostly final, but not completely final. Now, the way 20 Strong works is you have a bunch of dice. You're trying to use those dice to last you long enough until you face off against the boss. It's a balance of trying to ensure that you keep your economy alive long enough to survive, which is a challenge. This game is not easy. It is not for the faint of heart. And if you beat it, which you eventually will, you have the opportunity to start leveling up and providing more challenges for you to face off against. The game has a core rule set, and then every version of the game, 20 Strong, Too Many Bones, and Chip and Hoplomachus are all going to give you different rules and ways you handle it. I will likely be doing playthroughs of all of them one at a time, but I'm starting with Solar Sentinels. Starting off which, we're going to have these missions over here. We're going to put 4 missions into play, and the order of these does matter, but we have the opportunity to discard one of these missions. We have field testing, use 3 items. We're going to be resolving these left to right. We have scare tactics, which is, while this is your current mission, you may discard 2 non-mandatory cards from the stacks doing the cleanup step. Do so in 3 different engagements. We have never surrender, activate 3 or more enemies in a single activation, and then we have Dark Side of the Moon, end a round with 1 health. Now, that's not the best. Activate 3 or more enemies in a single activation. I probably could do that at some point, but it's not the easiest. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Never Surrender, okay, because you can always choose one, then the order goes from there, and then I'm going to use my ability doing game setup. You may swap the position of 2 mission cards, because these do have to be resolved in order, so that does matter. Now, the difficulty scaling for this game involves you taking more mission cards, all the way up to 9 mission cards, of which you have to resolve 8 of them, but these can go off to the side. We shall not need these anymore. We have to resolve those missions, or the boss will get stronger. Now, in Solar Sentinels, the way we approach the boss is there are 15 cards in each of these stacks, and once a stack is fully cleared, then we'll have the opportunity to engage with the boss when we feel ready to do so. Our hero over here, and there are 6 heroes to choose from. Each of these are double-sided cards, and this is as well. And these heroes over here, Astral Scout Raven, it's going to have 3 health, 2 strategy, which is how many items you can hold on to and how many times you can go through a reroll phase, and 2 recover, which is how many dice you pull back every single round of combat. And additionally, she has the ability, at the start of each round, you may cycle the top card of a stack to the bottom up to 2 times, which is very helpful for helping us find those cards that are really going to help us, well, get more stuff done. In fact, right now we have Subsume Sentinel, which has +1 enemy over here, and then for each die you commit, you must commit all dice from your dice pool of the same color. From your dice pool. For each dice you commit, you must commit all dice from your dice pool of the same color. Interesting over here. Okay, cool. We can work with that. We have Decaying Mantis over here. Items cannot be used. And Amputator. Banish 2 dice from your dice pool to immediately defeat 1 level 1 enemy. That's not fun over there. I don't love that. Banish 2 dice from your dice pool. Okay. And we have Drone Alone 3. Dice can only be applied to enemies if a dice of the same color is in the exhausting area. You may exhaust unapplied hits at any time. Once per engagement, you may change 2 misses of the same die color to a hit. So I'm going to get rid of Drone Alone. I'm going to cycle Drone Alone to the top card of the stack to the bottom up to 2 times. Now, this is going to give us a mandatory enemy. One of the things in Solar Sentinels, our orange enemies are mandatory, although we could cycle it to get rid of it. Roll the 3 weakest dice. At the end of each strategy phase, return all committed misses. Scorched Moon policy is not bad, but I don't know if I want to lower our return, so I'm going to cycle that one. And we have Craterfly, which seems a easy enough enemy to deal with. This +1 hits on green, plus hits on yellow and green dice deal 2 damage instead of 1, and recover 2 dice. So not bad. I think I want to start off with Subsume Sentinel, which will give me an extra reroll phase every round, which is helpful, but it is going to add another enemy to the pool. And then banish 2 dice from your dice pool to immediately defeat 1 level 1 enemy. Amputator could be good too, because we could use that to immediately defeat a level 1 enemy at any point for the future. So if we grab Decaying Mantis, let's grab Decaying Mantis over here. Okay, so we're going to grab Decaying Mantis, put that into play, and we're going to see what we have to deal with. So it's a 5 health creature. It's going to be items cannot be used, which is fine. We don't have any items yet. And now we need to choose the dice we want to assign to try to take it out. We currently have 2 reroll phases. I think we're going to go with, let's go with these over here. Let's go with one of these over here and see what we can get. So we're going to roll these first for our first round over here. We have 2 reroll rounds. We're trying to get 5 damage against it. And we currently got that over there, which is good. But really we need more, ideally, because this is a guaranteed hit. These dice get stronger as you go. I think I'm going to grab one of these over here and hope for the best, because otherwise we have a problem over here. We're going to roll these over here. These we're going to leave as they are, and we got our 5 hits, unfortunately. We didn't get any crits. 5 hits. This guy is dead, and we now have an item over here. We can banish 2 dice. Now, we don't take the 3 damage because, well, we didn't get hit by him. So we banish 2 dice from your dice pool to immediately defeat a level 1 enemy. We have that item which will help us accomplish this mission, and then we're going to recover our red, and we're going to recover a purple, and return these off to the side. We're recovering those because we have 2 recover every single round. We now go to the next phase, where at the end of the round, we go ahead and discard any one enemy. I don't know if I particularly care strongly about these. For each critical you apply to an enemy, you must first exhaust an unapplied hit. At the start of each round, +1 health if you have 3 health or fewer. We're going to get rid of Drone Alone. Deplete it entirely, it's gone. And now we have this new creature in play, but we can cycle creatures. This one over here, Defeatal, +1 enemy, a max of 3 dice can be committed from your dice pool in each commit step. Banish a die from your die pool to deal 2 damage to a 1 or 2 enemy. I'm going to get rid of Defeatal over here. We're going to cycle to the bottom. And we have Moratorius over here, +2 health and or recover 2 dice. I'm going to get rid of Moratorius again, cycle to the bottom. Now we have Drone Alone, unfortunately. So Drone Alone, we have to face off against this guy because he's a mandatory enemy. So that changed our plan slightly. So we're going to pull you into play. And we have to add an enemy to the stacks because it has this plus symbol over here. So we could add Goremouth. Hits on reds and purples deal 0 damage. You may exhaust 1 dice from your dice pool to make a hit on yellow, deal 2 damage to the engagement. I think we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to grab Craterfly, because Craterfly over here is going to actually help us use our yellows and greens in this engagement to effectively try to attack him over there. Okay, so that's the item, and these hits will actually deal double over here, so that's going to help us as we go through it. So let's go ahead and do that. We also have Amputator. We can banish 2 dice from your dice pool to immediately defeat 1 level 1 enemy. But we're going to hold off right now. We're going to grab a bunch of these because I think that's what we just need. We need the red over here. That's going to be 4 dice. We need 10 total hits. So we'll grab a yellow as well, and let's see how we go. So we're going to start with this over here. In each roll step, count the number of rolled misses, take the same number of rolled hits, or as many as possible, and re-roll them. That's not good. That's not good at all. I think we need a purple in the mix over here. We're adding 6 dice over here, which is really bad. But we're going to do what we can over here. So, whoa. That was insane. Okay, so we're going to do hits. These are 3 hits apiece, and I think we're dead already. We just killed those both. So, these are 2 hits apiece, which is enough to kill this. These are 2 hits apiece because they're crits, which is enough to kill this. We will take no damage. We do immediately get to recover 2 dice. So we're going to go, well, first we resolve our basic recover. So we resolve our basic recover. We're going to put these all over here. We're going to pull back that and that for our basic recover. And then we're going to up our stat for the future. That's going to be Drone Alone over here. So we're upping our stat as an immediate ability. And then we're using Craterfly to recover 2 more dice. And we'll recover 2 blues because why not? Okay, there we go. We're making some progress. We're trying to deal with all these enemies, taking them out of play. We have not used any items yet. And now we go to the discard phase where we can choose 1 card to discard. I still want Subsumed Sentinel. Hits deal 0 damage. You may exhaust 1 die from your die pool to make hits on yellow deal 2 damage this engagement. I don't know if I care about this guy, so we're gonna get rid of Goremouth over here. And now we have another mandatory person. Now we could use our ability to cycle a mandatory, so I may try to do that. A max of 2 dice can be applied to this enemy. We're going to, in the reroll step, rerolling, unapplied. Nope, we're going to go ahead and cycle this enemy. And we're going to cycle again because wow, we just got all of these over here. Okay, so I guess we're grabbing Beseeker over here, unfortunately. Count the total number of applied dice. Discard that many cards from the top of any stacks one at a time. That's tricky. So we have to discard cards from the stacks if we do that, but we will walk away with 2 health. So we're going to go ahead and attack Beseeker. I'm really trying to get Subsumed Sentinel, but it's just not working. But we will get extra recover over here. So we're going to go ahead and do these 2 over here. Total number of applied dice. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to do this. So we're going to roll these 3 over here. I'm going to start with this. And we got miss. We got double hit. We have a miss. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these blues. And we're going to roll these 3 and hope for the best over here. And we got miss. Okay, so banish 2 dice from your dice pool to immediately defeat 1 enemy. So I'm going to go ahead and banish, which is bad over here. but I do want to kill this enemy because I don't want to take the 2 damage. So I'm going to banish these 2 dice and use this amputator item over here to do so. And we're going to go ahead and count our stat tracker over here to 1 on use items 3 times. And this enemy is killed, which means we're going to gain 2 health, putting ourselves at 5 health, which is much better than being down to 1 health, at least until we get up to there. Okay, so progress-ish to a degree. We get to discard an enemy, these 2, and then we get to recover. So these 2 are gone. We get to recover this, and we'll pull back a green as well. That's our recover dice. We are weakening slowly but surely. Now, time to go ahead and figure things out. We have to go ahead and attack people. We have to discard a card. So we still want some Solar Sentinel. While the exhaust area contains 8 or more dice, hits on blue deal 2 damage. I like that card, but it's a 7. A max of 1 die of each color can be applied in each applied dice step. That is brutal. I think I'm going to go ahead and discard Bevolver. It's just too tricky to deal with. And we have Slaying Mantis over here. We could cycle cards. I like the immediate effect of getting 3 health, but I don't think it's helpful to us right now. So we're going to actually go ahead and cycle this stack again. 1. We have after each roll dice step in which you roll at least 3 different dice colors, you may change 1 miss to a hit. That is good. Max of 2 dice can be applied to enemies in each applied dice step. But that means we're taking damage as we deal with this. So I'm going to go ahead and cycle this again. And we have Lunar Sentinel, recover up to 5 dice, and or discard a non-mandatory enemy from the top of any stack. Okay, we're going to grab Subsumed Sentinel over here, which is going to be an enemy you're facing off against. For each die you commit, you must commit all dice from your dice pool of the same color. So we have that over here. Let me just make sure that the dice pool is the area I have in front of me as opposed to anything else. The dice pool. Let me just make sure. I want to make sure that the dice pool is not the full area. No, the dice pool is all the dice. Okay. So, for each die you commit, you must commit all dice from your dice pool of the same color. I'm not clear on how that works in terms of, let me just make sure of this, because the dice pool dice aren't rolled. So I need to see exactly how to commit dice, roll dice. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how Subsumed Sentinel works over here, because you need to commit all dice from your dice pool of the same color, but these aren't rolled. So I guess it means you have to add them and roll them and see how it goes. So that's not the hardest to deal with, because I could work with that. For each die you commit, you must commit all dice. I can work with that. We need to add another enemy. When this enemy is defeated, you may immediately defeat either one or 2 enemy. Interesting. When this enemy is defeated, you may immediately defeat one or 2 enemy. Which means I could use that to simply take out this one over here, recover up to 3 dice. That's not bad on the Gutterfly. A max of 5 dice can be committed to this engagement. Flip the top boss card face up. If one is already face up, discard it first. Cannot be used in the endgame. So let's go ahead and grab this guy. Let's go grab Wild Spore Seeds over here. We'll take that one in play. So we have 2 enemies in play. We're going to commit 1. And then the problem is whatever dice we commit over here, we have to deal with. So we want to kill this one. This one we may not kill. We'll see what happens. But if I have 5 dice committed, I can add these 2 over here. And then these 2 over here. Okay, we have 5 dice committed over here. Let's see how this goes. I'm running out of dice very quickly. I'm going to roll. We got 1, 2, and 3, which is not good enough. I think we're going to re-roll everything in a second die step over here. Every single thing. And there we go. That's much better. Much better, much better. So here's how this is going to play out. We're going to go ahead and assign these 2. Oh, I may have made mistakes. Mistakes may have been made. I don't think it matters. We're going to assign these 3 over here. And then these 3 over here. Because there are no other dice of these colors applied here. So that works over there. We've done all of those, which means we can now go ahead and resolve. Both these enemies are defeated, 3 damage and 4 damage respectively. To deal with these enemies, we will take no damage from them. We are going to be able to go ahead and recover 3 dice over here. So let's go ahead and recover this and this over here back to our pool. So we're recovering some back. We will also immediately up this stat over here. And then we're going to put this into play, flip the boss card face up. We're going to immediately do this over here to get rid of that and increase the counter on our mission. We're increasing the counter over here, putting it to 2, and we are going to reveal the boss card that we are potentially fighting against. That's going to be the Mother Spore, who's going to add 1 enemy. A max of 1 die of each color can be applied in each applied dice step. At the end of each applied dice step, -1 for each committed miss. Whew. That is a lot. So, let's go ahead and continue. We killed Subsumed Sentinel. We took no damage, but our recovered dice is definitely not doing the best. At the end of the round, we get to discard something. We cannot discard mandatory cards. We could cycle them, but we can't discard them. I think I'm going to go ahead and discard Lunar Sentinel over here, and then we can cycle cards. I think we're going to cycle Parablite. I don't want to deal with it over here. Stun Gun, discard 1/2 enemy from this engagement. No reward. Ooh, that's not bad. No, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. Okay. Hits can only be applied to enemies in matching colored pairs. Okay, we can work with you. Let's go ahead and take Beak Sucker over here. We're going to pull you into play. Beak Sucker, again, we're recovering 3 dice in matching colored pairs. That's actually annoying. Can I do that? I can probably do that. Hits can only be applied to enemies in matching colored pairs. So I guess we're going to do this. We're going to grab these 2 and these 2 over here, and we're going to roll them and hope for the best. I should be doable. We need to have 4 hits over here. We got that, and then we're going to go ahead and roll this one again in our second roll dice phase. And there we go. We've done 5 damage to it. He's dead. We get to recover 3, which is fine. We can work with that to a degree. We are definitely getting low on dice over here. And we up our reroll by 1. So we now have 4 dice that we're going to be dealing with instead. Okay, there we go. This is going to go ahead away, and we are done. That was a full enemy. We got to discard a card. We're slowly getting close to the boss, but I'm a little worried. Skip the recover dice step. +2 and or discard. We're getting rid of you. I need those recover dice. Okay. And then we have, I could cycle from the top. Green dice cannot be committed. Ooh, I'm going to take the Lost Sentinel here. I'm taking the Lost Sentinel, putting it into play. We're going to fight off against the Lost Sentinel. Okay, I probably should have cycled some things for my ability, but I'm not going to right now. Green dice cannot be committed. That's totally fine. I think we're going to go ahead and grab 3 dice over here to pull these into play. That should be easy enough to kill this guy. In fact, we'll even start with 2. Let's see if we can do... We're going to start with 2 over here. In fact... Let's start with these 2 over here and see what happens. We got 1. Okay, that's our first roll. Keep in mind we have 4 roll phases over here. Our second roll phase is going to be 2. And there we go. We're done. Okay, we got 3 damage to him. We did not assign green dice. And we can immediately pull this into play. We immediately get to recover 3 dice. So we're going to pull back those 2 as well as a blue. And then we're going to up our stat over here. So we now have 4 recover, which now means we have a reason to elongate the game to be able to hopefully take down the enemies. Okay, our dice pool is slowly depleting, but we now have 4 recover. That makes a huge difference. We have to discard an enemy. Each time you defeat a 2 enemy, you may gain a health. Nope, I don't think I care enough. We're going to get rid of you. That's done. Okay, now we can cycle. This enemy cannot be defeated unless it has hits from at least 4 different dice colors applied to it. Once per round, you may exhaust 1 die from your dice pool to change a hit to a crit. Exhaust a die from your dice pool to change a hit to a crit. That's useful, but I think I'm going to cycle it, and all the same. I'm going to cycle Plasma Blight. After each recover dice step, we're going to leave Crater Stalker in play. I like Crater Stalker. Crater Stalker is going to sort of allow us to enable even more recover. So I think means we're going to go ahead and grab Crater Stalker, putting into play. And we're going to follow that up. Get -1 health for each die color that rolls 2 or more hits. In the roll dice step, -1 hit for each die color that rolls 2 or more hits. So we're going to grab 1, 2, 3, and 4 to try to take this guy down. Okay, this is roll phase 1. So we're going to roll phase 1. We got that, okay. We're going to roll this again, and we're going to roll these again. So we're going to roll phase 2 over here. Okay, not great. Roll phase 3. Okay, perfect. There we go. That's 5 dice. 5 dice. Now, this over here does 2 damage, but it still counts as 1 hit, which is relevant for this. We have our 5 damage, which means we're going to be immediately be able to put this into play over here. Next time, in the future dice phase, we're going to be recovering back greens or reds as a permanent ability. And we're going to put these back into play. We still need to deal with this over here. We haven't done the missions yet. The missions are definitely getting in the way. We have to discard an enemy. So we can discard in the roll dice that misses in previous strategy phases are not re-rolled. Interesting. I'm okay with this guy being in play. When this enemy is defeated, you may immediately defeat a level 1 or 2 enemy. I'm just going to get rid of the Gutterfly over here, and then we can cycle 2. When defeated, if not the first enemy, discard the top 2 cards in the full stack, roll all exhausted dice, and recover any that roll hits. I like you. So I think we're going to cycle you. Enthralled Corpse. We're going to cycle you, and then we're going to cycle Swarm Apostle. Okay, so we've cycled some cards over here, giving us some agency over what we want, and then we're going to start with Mad Spore, I believe. War Spore. In fact, yeah, let's go, and let's actually let's take down Spiderpuss. This has actually been an easy round, okay? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so this did not go as planned, because we have all these enemies over here. We have to add more and more. So, we're going to have slightly less fun this particular round than we thought. So we have multiple enemies. Crits cannot be applied to enemies, which is the worst. Wow. Okay. We have Spiderpuss. When defeated, if not the first enemy, discard the top 2 cards from the leftmost stack. Okay. And then we have War Spore, and the roll dice that missed from the previous strategy phases are not re-rolled. Okay, so we need to go through all of that. Missed from the previous strategy phase are not re-rolled. This is bad on so many levels. On the plus side, we'll at least finish field testing. Anyways, let's go ahead and do this. So we need to do the following. We're going to go ahead and grab this over here. We need to do a lot over here. We're going to grab these, and start with that, I guess. We may start with these. Is that even enough? We cannot apply crits to enemies. So we need to take him out and possibly just deal with having 4 damage applied to us. I think that might be what we have to do. We might have to go through that combat and just deal with them. Okay, let's go ahead and deal with it. So we're going to go ahead and roll fewer dice. Give me a second, let me think through how I want to handle this. The thing I'm struggling with is we have 4 different strategy phases to go through. The problem is we have so many bad things happening. The War Spore means we can't re-roll dice from previous steps. The Swarm Apostle means we cannot apply crits, and this one has to be the first enemy defeated. So again, it's so bad. I think we're going to start trying to take out... We can't re-roll misses. We can't re-roll misses. Let's go ahead and put this down to play. It's all so bad. This one will give us 5 health. I think we might just take the damage from this one at the end of the round. Do we just not bother dealing with this one? I think that might be the best way to go. So we're going to roll 5 dice and just not care and just take the damage. I think that's the way to go over here. Plus 5 health and or discard. Yeah, we're going to take the damage from the Swarm Apostle over here. There we go. That's quick. That's fast. That's to the point. Because right now what we go over here is we're going to defeat this enemy first. And then we're going to defeat this enemy over here. And we're going to ignore this enemy and call it a day. We're not even going to go through more rounds of combat. Which means the way this is going to roll is this one when defeated, you immediately recover 2 dice. So we're going to grab the 2 yellows over here for a reason. You'll see why in a second. Then, that one's done. We're calling this the end over here. So we're going to take damage from this guy going down to 3, which arguably will help us over here. And then he can go away. This was the first enemy defeated though. So we get his item. We're going to place it over here. And then we're going to recover, then these all dice go away, and we recover 3. So we're going to recover these 3 over here, okay? And you're going to see why in a second, because, maybe I shouldn't be doing this now, but I think I'm going to do it. We're going to do Spider Plus, we're going to roll all exhausted dice and recover any that rolled hits, okay? Space Sushi. That's going to represent the 3rd time we did this, so we can now get rid of this mission. Okay, that mission is gone. We roll all these dice, so we specifically recalled our lighter dice, and there we go. Every single thing is a hit, which means we get back all our dice. And if you're like, that seems crazy, Alex, you know what? We got the banished dice off to the side. We don't get those back. And honestly, it was looking pretty grim here. This is much better for me. So, we have all our dice back. We recovered. The War Spore's gone. We discard a card over here. We have to get rid of a card. Banish the die from your die pool. I don't think I care for the defeatal over here. We have over here, we're going to take the Mortis over here. That just seems obnoxiously large. A max of 4 dice. Flip the top boss card face up. If one is already face up, discard it first. Oh. I don't know if I care about that. You may change 1 unapplied hit to a miss in order to change 1 miss to a hit. You may change 1 unapplied hit to a miss. I don't understand why I would do that. So we discarded a card already, did we? Yeah, okay, we can cycle cards. Let's go ahead and cycle some cards. We're going to cycle this card, the Mortis. We have the Equiblyce. A max of 2 dice can be applied. In the roll dice step, re-rolling hits. Oh, while this is your current mission, you may discard up to 2 non-mandatory cards in the stacks, doing the cleanup steps instead of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and discard a second non-mandatory card in order to put the first time. We have to do this 3 times in 3 separate engagements. We're back to the Equiblyce over here. A max of 2 dice can be applied to this enemy. In the roll dice step, re-rolling unapplied hits from previous strategy phases is optional. We'll get rid of this. We have the Enthralled Kin, which means we have to engage with it. So you have the Enthralled Kin over here. A max of 3 dice can be committed to this engagement. When defeated, if this was the first enemy defeated this engagement, place this card back on top of the stack. So we have to almost make it the second enemy defeated while having a max of 3 enemies committed to this engagement. Which seems like a good time to do Sponsored Siege, which also says a max of 4 dice can be committed, which means we can anyways do 3 dice total from those, which is not that hard. So I think we should be able to kill all of them. Red hits deal 3 damage this engagement. Oh, that's in the future. Okay, that's not bad at all. So we can hold on to that for next time. Let's go ahead and roll. Let's go ahead and roll. We can also hold on to a bunch of items because we upped our strategy level there, which is very useful. I think we're literally just going to roll 3 over here, and we're just going to hope for the best over here. Max of 3 dice. I think we're fine. We got there. There we go. Done. We're like, that was pretty simple. I don't think that was complicated at all. When defeated, if this was the first enemy defeated, place this card back. So we're going to defeat you first, and this is going to go into our pool of items. Then we're going to defeat you second, and this is going to go into our pool of items over here. We're going to set these off to the side like so. We have up to 4 items in play, and then we can discard 2 enemies in order to advance this tracker, which we are going to go ahead and do. So, 2 non-magic cards in the stacks doing cleanup. We'll get rid of this one over here. Recover all blue. We'll get rid of this one over here. I don't think it's relevant right now. Okay. And now we get to go ahead and defeat an enemy. Although we also could cycle again. We have that ability. This could give us 3 health if we need it. But we actually want to get down to 2 soon to be able to defeat this mission. So we have Hurdle over here, which is +1 enemy. Exhaust 2 committed blue misses to set your recover to 3 and or recover 3 dice. I don't care about you. I'm going to cycle you. I'm going to cycle you. And we're going to have a max of 8 dice can be committed to this engagement. Non-yellow dice can only be applied to this enemy if applied at the same time as a yellow. I'm going to cycle you. Okay. This one has lots of larvae. Committing 2 more enemies. When gaining a immediate reward, gain it a second time. Don't know if I care. I think we're just going to go ahead and deal with the Slaying Mantis over here. It's a 4 dice enemy over here. It's simple enough to kill. We're going to add in 4 dice because why not? We can recover 4 dice either way, so it doesn't matter. And there we go. We got our hits over here. That's 2, 3, 4. It's dead. Oh, wait, no. This does 4 damage. We're going to re-roll. There we go. 4 hits. Boom. He's dead. And now we have Solar Stim in play without having to worry about it. And now we're done with that round. We recover these 4 dice. So we're powered up enough. I'm feeling pretty confident. Keep in mind, this is a game you lose as often as you win, or at least I lose as often as I win. I can't speak for you. We're going to go ahead and discover 2 dice, so we're going to discard 2 cards to complete this mission. So we're now done with that mission, because we've done it 3 times. So discard 1 more. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Okay, that's gone. And now we can go ahead and choose an enemy to face off against, and we have to end a round with 1 health. So we need to find enemies that are going to attack us. I mean, that should be pretty easy. -1 for each enemy currently in the active area. In each roll dice step. Okay, so we're going to pull this one into play, which is going to pull this one into play. Okay, so we got those in there. That seems pretty reasonable. And now what we're going to do is we don't want to kill you because we want to deal with the rest. So I'm literally going to go ahead and just have them attack me. I'm going to have them attack me. They're going to deal like 2 damage to me. We are down to 1 health, and then they're gone. We're not going to go through any step over there. They are undefeated enemies. They just dealt their 2 damage, and we are now immediately accomplished. End a round with 1 health, so that mission is gone. So we have 1 less enemy facing off against the final round, which will make things a lot easier. This guy over here, this guy doesn't deal damage. Apply dice step -1 for each committed miss. Okay, now we need health. At the end of each applied dice step, -1 health for each committed miss. That's going to be tricky. Okay, let's take a look over here. I think at this point we're going to try to charge forward towards the end game because we have some health over here, which will be helpful. We're going to just discard the Berserker and then face off against... Ooh, this will be very helpful. We're going to face off against the Mortis over here, and that's it. We're going to do that, and then we can go ahead and deal with the Echo Blight next time. We can't discard it, but we could fight it. So, Mortis over here requires 7 dice. It will deal 3 damage to us. I think we're just going to go ahead and try to fight it with the best that we got, and it'll recover 2 dice. Flip the top boss card face up. We're going to use the boss card. I'm not against that boss card over there. After each recover dice step, we can recover 1 of those. So we're going to go ahead and draw these because we just have too many abilities right now. We need to deal 7 damage, and we have 4 rounds to get there. 1. Okay. We're going to roll again. 2. 3. Okay, that's not the best. And I guess we'll just keep you over here. And we're going to roll these. And then 4. And there we go. We actually got the miss, but we got the crit, which is going to be 7. That was surprisingly close over there. So we got 7 hits total, and we're going to go ahead and plus 2 health and or recover 2 dice. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves 2 health, bringing us to 3. And we're going to, in fact, use the Solar Stim over here to go ahead and give ourselves up to a total of 6 right now. And then these dice are all gone, but we have to recover 4 dice plus a green. Okay, that's 4 dice from recover and a green from over here, and we're done. In fact, that actually says green, 1 yellow, and or 1 green. So that actually I should have probably done. This is a really strong card. This is a really strong card. Okay, we're done over there. We got our cycling in play. This has gone into our exhausted. This guy's over here is dead, which means now we can just discard a card. We have to discard a card. I'll discard this card over here, and then we'll face off against Blight so we can start the process of having only 2 stacks and hopefully win the game. So a max of 2 dice can be applied to this enemy. That's annoying. But it means he's not going to do anything. In the roll dice step, re-rolling unapplied hits from previous strategy phases is optional. So he's just going to deal no damage to us. So I think it's just a chance to get something. I mean, this is just a chance to get something. It's going to deal no damage. So I'll go ahead and I'll roll these 2 over here, hoping for the best. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got our 2 hits. A max of 2 dice can be applied to this enemy. In the roll dice step, re-rolling unapplied hits from previous strategy phases is optional. Okay, well, we got these over here, and now this guy's dead. So that's going to possibly help us for the end game. We actually got that, which means right about now, we are going to go ahead and tackle the boss. We're going to take these cards, put them off to the side, and add one more card to the boss over there. If we had missions we had not accomplished, we would add more. The Mother Spore is going to hurt us, ideally by hurting us for dice that we rolled misses on, which I don't think is going to happen. I think we have this like handily, which is good because honestly, the last game I played right before this, I lost horribly. Anyways, let's go ahead and do this over here. We're going to go ahead and add one enemy to the top card over here and see what we got. We got a Discretal. If this enemy is defeated, banish all dice applied to it. I don't know if I strongly care about it. It's a 1 health creature. I think it operates in our favor to roll as few dice as possible right now because misses are where we're going to get hurt, which are going to happen on lower dice. So we're going to try to just roll a bunch of these and see what happens. So we got 1, 1, and 1, no misses, so no damage from here right now. This guy's going to hit us at the end of each applied dice step, -1 health for each committed miss. We're going to toss this onto you, and that's going to hopefully kill you. If this enemy is defeated, banish all dice applied to it. That's cool. I'm fine with that. This increases our recover. Where was that Discretal earlier? We may have killed it. We're going to toss this off to the side, and that's going to be done. That's this guy's gone. He's on that stack now. We have just this guy over here now, which means now this dice banished. We're going to apply this hit, and then we're going to go ahead and continue rolling. This is the next step. This is step 2 of 4. We're going to roll these, and we got, okay, we can go ahead and apply these 2. Great. We're going to pull these into play. Step 3 of 4. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and throw you. And then step 4 of 4, we're going to grab 2 of you. Nope, we're going to grab 1 of each of you. Step 4 of 4. And we actually take 2 damage. That's not fun. Okay, fine. We take 2 damage over here, which means we're going to go down to 4. And then we're going to be able to put you into play on you, although I'm actually holding off onto you for a reason. I'm holding on to you for a reason, which we're going to go ahead and cycle back. So these will now be recovered, I believe. So now onto a new round. We would take damage here, but this guy doesn't actually do damage. He just deals damage for our misses. So we're going to take him out, and then we're going to bring him back into play, and we're going to roll. Unbelievable. We're down to 2 health over here. This is surprisingly shocking. We'll leave this out of play so we can just not die right now. There we go. Okay. Now the reason this matters is now we have 7, but we'll expend this to reds, deal 3 damage disengagement, which means it's 6 plus 3, which is 9, which kills this guy, down to 2 health, coming from 6, a little closer than I would have liked, and that is Solar Sentinels. That is 20 strong, the Solar Sentinels. We won, but it was closer than I would have liked to admit. That's one of the 4 bosses you're facing off against. You're trying to take down this team of characters. You have 6 different possible heroes. You do have heroes, by the way. Heroes will have different symbols on them. So you can see over here, this symbol means these heroes can be used in different deck encounters. So they can be used in Too Many Bones or in Hoplomachus Victorum as you go through these. But that's what we have over here. And that, I think, that's a wrap. I think that's a wrap. Anyways, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. This has been a gameplay of Solar Sentinels from 20 Strong and Solar Sentinels, and I'll be back in the future with either Too Many Bones or Hoplomachus. Let me know in the comments which one you want to see next, and I'll try to make that happen. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.